You know what's even worse? That when journalists get mean tweets sent to them is when politicians stab and kill the journalists. That's actually, there's some real harassment. So in Las Vegas, this guy is a journalist, or was, for the Las Vegas Review Journal, or Journal Review. And anyway, this guy's the politician. He was writing stories about him. He lost his election because of it. Now he's in jail without bond because he stabbed him and killed him.
What kind of crazy-ass politician does it himself?
Himself.
I mean, that guy wasn't going to go far in the first place. If you don't know the basic...
You're going to go kill a... And by the way, there's videotape of him doing it. And
no, wow.
Well, there's videotape of him. Well, here is...
Oh, yeah, his car. Ugh.
There's the car. There's videotape of his car. There's videotape of him dressed up in a hat. Anyway, a county official in Las Vegas was arrested on murder charges on Wednesday, hours after the police searched his home in connection with the fatal stabbing. The official, Robert Tellis, that's the official's name. That's the guy who did it. He was a Clark County public administrator. He was taken into custody in the killing of the reporter Jeff German. Mr. Tellis, a Democrat.
What?
Elected in 2018, lost a June primary after he was a focus of investigative stories by Mr. German, who detailed claims that Mr. Tellis had presided over a hostile work environment and had engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member.
I'm going to guess it might have been a hostile work environment if the guy would stab a reporter.
The guy, I'm guessing. Mr. German, 69, that's his real age. That's not the joke age. He was found fatally stabbed outside his home in Las Vegas on Saturday morning. The police believe he was killed after an altercation on Friday. The Review Journal reported that after his home was searched, get this, Mr. Tellis returned to his house at 2:20 p.m. wearing a hazmat suit. Yeah, so the guy who did the killing, they searched his house. He comes back after they searched it. He's wearing a hazmat suit. Reporters are like asking him questions. He just ignores them and walks in his house.
Nothing weird.
Yeah. On Tuesday, the police department released a video that it said showed the person who killed Mr. German wearing a wide-brimmed hat and a reflective orange jacket. The video also showed the person's vehicle, which appeared to be a red or maroon GMC Yukon Denali. That's the guy's car. It's just crazy that the guy... The Review Journal reported that a vehicle matching the description of the Yukon Denali had been towed from Mr. Tellis. So the guy's car was towed from his house. This year, Mr. German wrote investigative stories about Mr. Tellis' office, which we know this. In May, Mr. German reported that the office had been mired in turmoil and internal dissension over the past 2 years, with allegations of emotional stress, bullying, favoritism, leading to secret videotaping of the boss and a coworker outside the office. Yeah, there was a secret videotape of him outside the office. That was the story, based on interviews with half a dozen current and former employees, described a hostile work environment and accusations that Mr. Tellis had engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. In the story, Mr. Tellis blamed a handful of old-timers for exaggerating the relationship. So
mostly this one, though.
Yeah. All my new employees are super happy. Yeah, because they have only been around for a couple of hours. They don't know you yet.
The people who know what they're doing are like not happy. Okay.
The people with seniority. Right. After the June primary, Mr. Tellis posted a letter online criticizing the Review Journal and rebutting claims made in Mr. German's reporting. On Twitter, he said he's a typical bully. So the politician called the journalist a typical bully. Journalists can often be bullies, but can't take a pound of criticism after slinging 100 pounds of BS. Up to Article 4 now. You'd think he'd have better things to do. He included an emoji of a winking face and a tongue sticking out.
Okay, that's a sign of a psychopath when you put an emoji of the winky face with a tongue and you're a grown man.
I know.
We all should have seen that coming as soon as that. With this.
So there he is again. There's his booking photo.
That's not Winky's tongue sticking out, is it? You're like, look at that.
There it is. So when you hear people like, what's that woman's name from the Washington Post?
Taylor Lorenz is exactly what I was thinking of.
Yes.
She's writing a whole thing now. She's about how the hatred of women led to Amber Heard being mistreated by
No.
this man got stabbed to death doing some journalism.
Yes.
That should go on the board as like a little more dangerous for men.
It's a little more dangerous. Hey, come catch one of our live stand-up shows. We'll be in Spokane, Tacoma, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.